My birthplace is Niš, a city in the southeast of Serbia, but I grew up and I live in small town Žitkovac, the place where we are currently located. I have a beautiful yard, the ambience is suitable for work and as well for other hobbies. By collecting albums with pictures, I started to be interested in sports. Sports magazines were also one of the factors that raised interests. Also, broadcast of popular games on television, but perhaps most of all playing sports on the street, in the schoolyard, and playing with the ball in general. Very often I type the results of matches from the big competitions and manage the placement statistic of the teams. I used to work in a local betting office for a while. Probably all of this has led to my interest in sports betting. Somehow I ran into bettingexpert.com, I stopped betting and just started to predict in final outcomes. I practically began to learn to bet again. After that, everything changed. When it comes to my betting style, I mostly focus on basketball. That is also my favorite sport. Football comes next, and after it comes other sports as handball, tennis, ice hockey. Basketball is definitely my main focus. I like to think I know the sports inside out. It has an added benefit when it comes to betting due to the high scoring nature of the game, allowing many variations with odds, Asian handicap, over-under lines. Let's say that in the last few years I focused more deeply on players, points, over-under special markets. It is very good market for exploiting. According to the achieved results, this is my best season on the site so far, and I have been competing for almost 5 years. However, the fact that everything is relative, it shows that such a result may not be sufficient for me to win the title Tipster of the Year. My current profit is over 10,000 units, and the success rate yield at a stable 15%. One might say for the entire payment in a year I have 50% of the salary. I'm getting crazy when the rivals start to hit the series. No, seriously, I'm trying not to burden too much. Everyone plays his game. However, there are some specific situations, such as the last day of monthly competition, when the point difference is very small. At that moment, the nuances decides and the excitement is created due to uncertainty. At these moments, I watch other tipsters and their results. I've learned a lot of important lessons that can be transferred from betting very easily to life itself. One of them is that even when it goes bad and the probability turns completely against you, you always keep in mind that this is transient and that the knowledge and skills you possess will bring you something good in the long term. Patience and discipline are also some things that I have improved to a large extent when I look back to, say, 7 or 8 years ago, when it was a state of general chaos. It's hard to deal with all the sports and leagues too much in detail, so what's left is dealing with bookies and by how they evaluate the roles of favorites and outsiders. We should keep track of changes in the market. In my opinion, perhaps the most important thing is to have accounts in as many bookies as possible. Choosing the highest odds is the same as when you are looking for the lowest price of a product in supermarkets. It doesn't mean much at that moment, but when you're buying from day to day the same thing, you will surely notice the difference at the end of the month, right? Another very important thing is determining the bank. If you put everything you have on one game, even if it's from my point of view, you can miss a very safe bet, lose everything, and then things can go very badly. In this, scaling method can be very helpful. It has been mathematically proved that betting by this method is most productive. The first 7-8 months as a rookie tipster were rather unsuccessful for me. I adopted the bad habits from my betting days, and right away I could see how much it would cost me if I was investing real money. I was far from doing myself a service, let alone helping others. Still, the whole thing had an upside. Little by little, I started realizing the error of my ways. One of the key findings was that getting the results right meant little if there was no value in the bets themselves. Finding good value is the most crucial thing about betting. I have to admit that there is less and less stress and excitement when I have perceived the rules of betting behavior, and I do all I can not to relax too much. Under this I mean increasing the role and playing some personal favorites without a template. However, sometimes you have to give vent and cheer your favorite team. Matches of the Red Star in football and in basketball are for me a form of excitement. I am also looking forward to the upcoming World Cup in basketball that will be held in China, where the national team of Serbia is one of the biggest candidates for the medal. Interesting question. It is difficult to choose a particularly important moment, but let's say in the last few weeks, that is definitely a basket of Kawhi Leonard in the last second of the 7th NBA playoff game, and also the goal of Tottenham to pass in the finals of the Champions League against Ajax. Generally, such a moment as goals, scores, points in the maestro way in the last seconds or for the victory brings to the players but also to the spectators something they will remember for entire life.